Welcome back for Wednesday, April 22nd. Again, kick off with your 10 belly breaths. I find that laying on the floor is the best way to do them. It just allows me to really relax into them. But give yourself 30 to 45 minutes today for you, right? This is about you, putting you first. Grab your PVC pipe, your broom, your band, whatever we've got, but we're gonna come through with those good shoulder rollouts, 10 in total. And then we're gonna go 5 around the world each direction to get to that 10 in total. Remember, we're looking to place that bar along the body, drop it to the lower back, and then bring it around and through. 10 in total, 5 each direction. We're gonna leave that same wide hand position and head overhead. Heels are gonna go outside of the hips. So we're gonna go into an overhead squat. As we head down, we wanna try and keep that chest nice and tall, so we wanna avoid that good morning overhead squat. Big, tall chest. For me, I like to think about pulling this bar apart. That really helps me squeeze my shoulder blades together. From there, I'm gonna drop down, get that hip to crease the knee, come back to that full standing position, 3 total rounds of that. Remember guys, we're in our last week of shoulder stability work or handstand push-up work. We want to do one or the other, not both, especially on days like today where they really mirror each other. 8 minutes of quality work is what we're going for. So remember, when we do an 8-minute AMRAP, we're balls to the wall, pedal down to the floor, like whatever you want to think about, trying to really increase the heart rate. When we're doing an 8-minute for quality, we really want to focus on good quality reps. So at least 1, if not try to get 2 rounds, but don't try to get 5, right? So come with me on that. If we're doing the shoulder stability work, we're going to start with 10 V-ups. With our V-ups, we're going to come heels to the ground, hands to the ground. From here, I'm going to come onto my sit bone, touch toes, head back down. If that's too much, I'm going to bring the knees into my chest, touch heels or ankles or shins, however far up we can come. Shins would be a scaled version, then ankles, then heels, right? So when we talk about that distance. But we're going to start with 10 V-ups. From there, we're going to go into 20 shoulder taps. Those are going to be done in a planked position. So wrist, elbow, shoulder are going to stack. 1, 2, 3 to get to that full 20. From there, we're going to go into a bear crawl. So with our bear crawl, remember, because we're going for quality here, not quantity, we also want to have a quality bear crawl. Easiest way to get into a good setup is come into this tabletop position. From here, I'm going to bring my knees 3 to 4 inches off of the ground, so I keep a nice flat back as I crawl versus that big high hip bear crawl. Not that that's wrong, it's just not as efficient in really forcing the midline to stabilize, right? So midline, we're looking at that full 360 all the way around from rib cage to hip. If we are doing the handstand program, we're going to start with those same 10 V-ups or tuck crunches. We're then going to go into 10 shoulder taps. And the reason that it's 10 is because we're looking for those to be possibly in a piked. And so I have just the gymnastics mat here with me. So I could pike. 1, 2. I could try to kick up on the wall and do it. I could have my belly up towards the wall. We're then going to go into 5 wall walks. With the wall walk, our goal is to start and end chest and quads on the floor. From here, I'll push up, reach one leg up as far up the wall as I can. I'm going to think about pushing my toes towards my hands, hands towards my toes. The goal will be to walk nose to the wall and then head back down. Looking to do 5 of those. From there, we're going to go into a fun workout. 200-meter run. So if we're doing the equipped workout, we're going to start out the back door for a 200-meter run. Once we get back in, we're going to do 7 Pull-ups. If we don't have pull-ups, but we've got a bar handy, awesome. We're gonna do bent over rows with a pause at the top. For a bent over row, we're gonna put our index finger at the smooth and the knurling. From here, I'm gonna hinge at the hip. I'm gonna get that soft knee, so similar if I were doing like a good morning. I'm then gonna pull up, 1, 2, 1, 2. Empty bar is more than enough for this. If you've got weight on the bar, depending on what you're gonna use for your front squat, suppose that would work, but a little bit lighter is probably better for the bent over rows. From there, we're gonna go into a front rack position. Remember, when we're doing a front squat, the goal is to be able to have that weight physically sit on your shoulders. That way, as I move, my body is moving the weight versus a lot of times what you'll see if we lack mobility is this bar kind of hanging out front, and now I have to overextend my rib cage to keep it from falling forward, or if I keep my belly tight, I've got to hope that my triceps are going to last long enough to get me through the workout. So again, ideally we're going to open up that hand to allow the bar to physically sit on our chest. From here, we're going to drop down into that full front squat, hip creasing knee for 7 reps. Once we've done that, I haven't warmed up really my handstand push-ups for this video, so I'm throwing down an ab mat. We're going to do 7 handstand push-ups. Placing our hands on the floor. Each rep will start with elbows locked out, hip locked out. We'll physically touch the pad and come through. If we don't have a wall that we're comfortable kicking up onto, a piked handstand push-up works great. So the higher the feet, the harder this becomes. From this position, we're going to have head come towards our fingers and the nose towards toes. So we're working that same back and forth that we use when we're in a handstand push-up. We're going to do that for 7 rounds. So now you see why it's fun. If we are doing the other equipped, I've got a kettlebell here that will work just fine. 200-meter run, and head out that same door. I can use my kettlebell now for a bent over row. I'm going to hold just below the horns. My body position is going to be the same with a kettlebell or a dumbbell as it would be if I had a barbell. So chest is going to come forward. I'll come and pause. 1, 2, and down. 1, 2. So we're getting that same positioning. From there, I'm going to use my kettlebell for my goblet squat. I'm going to let that weight rest on my chest. Hip creases knee. Coming back to that full standing position. And then I have a couple of options for the pull-up, for the handstand push-up. One, we could come in and do 7 presses per arm, so 7 on my right, 7 on my left. I could also do shoulder taps. Ideally, if we're going to do a shoulder tap for the other equipped, we're going to come into that pike position to really challenge the shoulders. So again, either 7 strict press per arm or shoulder taps, 14 shoulder taps. Same 7 rounds. Our finisher today, we're going to use some external equipment. If we've got a foam roller, perfect. Trying to think if we're at home, you could probably roll up a towel real thin and thick, just enough to give your spine some movement. But we're going to start with a simple wrist stretch. So with the wrist stretch, we're going to come in, and we ideally, if we're in this tabletop position, I'm going to take my thumb and rotate it out till my fingers are facing my kneecaps, and then I can kind of rock around once I've gotten in that position. But we're going to spend a minute here, getting a nice long stretch. We're then going to come onto our foam roller. That foam roller for the thoracic spine extension is going to come just below that curve of the shoulder blades. And from there, I'm going to open my chest up and over. Try to really let yourself relax and breathe into that. wrist stretch, 1 minute, thoracic spine, and that will conclude your fun for Wednesday. See you guys for recovery.